The menopause and the egregore of aging, the greatest hijacking in the history of the feminine. There's something very few women know. Something that isn't written in books, isn't said in doctors' offices, and isn't even mentioned in modern feminist discourse, not even in most feminist spaces. That something is this: menopause was never meant to be a decline. Never. In ancient traditions, in indigenous cultures, in matriarchal lineages, this passage was seen as a coronation, a tipping point where a woman stopped being a cycle and became a source. She moved from rhythm to axis. She became the one who sees, the one who guides, the one who embodies power that no longer fluctuates. So how did we go from that sacred status to the idea that a woman over 50 is finished, invisible, in loss, out of the game? That shift is not natural. It was programmed. In our reality, there exist what we call egregores, massive collective thought forms, fields of shared belief so dense that they end up shaping our perception, our identity, and even our biology. And among all egregores, there is one that targets women with surgical precision, the egregore of feminine aging, an egregore that whispers, after menopause, you're worth less. You're no longer desirable. You're no longer fertile. You're no longer useful. You're fading away. This isn't just a belief. It's a program. They took a passage of power and repainted it as a passage of weakness. They took an energetic rise and renamed it hot flashes. They took a liberation of the body and turned it into an invisible threat. An entire universe of stories, media, social, medical, was built to lock women into one single idea: you are declining. And why? Because a woman who simply ages is not a threat, but a woman who awakens, a woman who integrates, a woman who is no longer in the cycle but standing on the axis, is ungovernable. She no longer seeks to please. She no longer seeks to be chosen. She no longer tries to fit in. She creates. She teaches. She decides. She commands respect by her mere presence. And that brings us to the greatest energetic hijacking in the history of the feminine. We diverted women away from the natural egregore of creation that opens after menopause, and plugged them into the egregore of aging instead. An egregore that drains her power, dims her light, and consumes her inner fire. This is not an accident. It's a rerouting. A massive, collective, 1,000-year rerouting. Because if a woman knew, if she remembered, if she reconnected to the egregore of creation, then menopause would become what it truly is, a portal to sovereignty. In ancient cultures, this moment wasn't marked by loss. It was marked by naming. The woman became the guardian, the visionary, the clan leader, the living memory, the energetic pillar of the entire community. It wasn't the phase where she disappeared. It was the phase where she finally appeared. The tone gets more vibrant, almost electric. But in our modern world, we kept the word. We lost the meaning. We kept the symptoms. We lost the wisdom. We kept the heat. We lost the fire. And while women fight against their own bodies, while they believe they are aging, while they examine every sign like it's an alarm, their real power, right beneath the surface, keeps rising. It's only asking for one thing: a new direction. A woman who identifies with the egregore of aging eventually creates it, simply by believing in it. But a woman who identifies with the egregore of creation, who sees menopause as a beginning, a new fire, an elevation, that woman becomes an axis, a living axis. She reprograms her reality. She redirects her energy. She undoes the hijacking. Soft voice, but unshakably firm. So before we go any further, remember this: menopause is not a decline. It is a hijacking. And you are in the process of undoing it. This passage was never a fall. It is the greatest energetic rise of your entire life, and it's waiting for only one thing: for you to recognize it and to claim it back. Because once you see the hijacking, you take the power back. And once you take the power back, you get to become again what you have always been: a creator, a guardian, a wise woman, a living axis,